Hey, what's up, nerds? It's Paul here at Radio Free Hammer Hall. Today, I just wanted to do kind of a quick hit on the discussion that got sparked by Miniac's video a little while ago now, a few weeks ago, about, is Age of Sigmar a good game? And, um, yeah, is it a good game? What are the flaws and complaints of the game? And that's also sparked some response videos. One in particular that I watched was Heywo. I think he made a lot of great points. And last night, they just had this discussion on Warhammer Weekly and had Miniac on to explain his points further and have a good discussion about it. And honestly, I'm just going to come out and say right off the top, I think that he made a lot of great points. I think everybody else is making a lot of great points about this. From a certain point of view, it's I think there's kind of like a player demographic that's missing in the representation of these arguments. And I just wanted to address that real quick. And also some aspects of the game that I think, like particularly in the design of the game, that are just kind of being missed a little bit in the discussion. So I think number one is, in the discussion about battle scroll changes and points changes and what's in the current general's handbook, and that's changing every 6 months, and I got to buy this book every 6 months to, get all the updates and all that stuff. I don't think we're really thinking about like how many players are out there that none of that shit really matters to, right? Like yes, errata are going to impact gameplay in a lot of ways, but a lot of the errata that are being done, a lot of times it's like some corner case thing or explaining something or fixing something that's maybe not super broken to begin with. And not having those changes, not having the point tweaks, that's not going to really impact things significantly for players that are playing more casually, beer and like not even like beyond beer and pretzels. Like, how many players are out there that are just buying a starter box, the 2-player starter boxes, and just playing with that? It's a massive number of people, and they do not give two shits about what is in the General's Handbook or Battle Scroll or any of that stuff. Lots of players in general don't care about that. I think for a huge swath of players, it's not whether or not you're using that isn't going to really impact how much fun that they're having with the game. Is it balance issues? Yeah, sure. But the number of points tweaks that I think, like, frankly, don't even really matter to competitive players that much, let alone like what it would do to a casual player. Like, guys, let's think about this from a practical perspective and look at it from a lot of different angles here. And I think a lot of people are looking at this from the angle of like people that are playing the game pretty regularly. And even, the people like, Miniac's so pro category, I'm going to play occasionally, but when I play, I'm going to go hard. And I'm not sure how many people actually fit into that category. And that also kind of leads me then into my next point. And I apologize about like the shakiness and moving around. I'm just holding my cell phone to do this video. And so I don't know, my hands shake. And I don't know, I just move around a lot. You guys like my new racks back here, by the way? I'm all nice and organized and things are laid out nicely. Been expanding into some other paint ranges, but I am totally going off topic here. So the next thing that I would like to point out is that, historically, if we look at various different games that people play, I think it is pretty clear that a lot of game players that are not super serious about stuff don't care about just changing rules that they don't like or getting rid of things that they don't like. And there's a lot of aspects of Age of Sigmar that you can, make little changes, or you can just toss certain things out, and it doesn't break the game. Like, it's totally fine, right? One of the big sticking points that a lot of people talk about is the priority roll. You can just play I go, you go. And how many games do we play all the time that just end up being I go, you go, even though we're doing priority rolls? It doesn't break the game. Now, are there a few mechanics here and there that rely on the priority roll as an aspect of that mechanic? Yeah. Ignore them. Like, guys, like, it's not that complicated. It doesn't break the game. How many points are you frequently even paying for that? Or, maybe it's in a battle plan or a battle pack, something like that. Like, just don't play that battle plan. People don't like battle tactics and grand strategies the way they're currently written. Again, just don't play them. You don't need to. You don't need those things. It doesn't fundamentally break the game. The nature of battle plans, specifically in the General's Handbook, I think, there's just it's go stand on an objective over there. Now, personally, that's a thing that I have a gripe with as well. But if you're only playing the game occasionally, right? Let's say you buy a General's Handbook. When you get started up with the game, you build an army. You got your army that you're playing. Maybe you got 2,000 points. Maybe you got 1,000, and you're just playing for fun with some having some pickup games now and then. I think for a player like that, there is sufficient variety in those battle plans to be perfectly happy with them for literally for years. So why are we so worried about this? If we play Monopoly, do we care that we're playing on the same board every time? No, that's just what the game is. And I think for a lot of players, that that it's just what the game is. That's the game you're playing. Go stand on that imaginary point over there. And if you want to get into narrative battle plans and open war generator and things like that, there's relatively easy access to those things. You can make up your own battle plans. You can just line up and fight each other like people did in Warhammer Fantasy Battles. So I think there's a lot of things here that you can change it, you can not break it. As far as list building, certain aspects of list building can be, nuanced and complicated, but how much does it impair a casual player's experience to just say, I don't want to have to think about command traits and artifacts and picking spells for my wizards and all of that stuff? It probably doesn't break anything. Is it a little bit more watered down and simple? Sure. Does that really matter? No, it's not. It's not breaking the game. There's occasionally a corner case mechanic that might interact with those things. Again, does it matter that much? So yeah, I think I really have to, I'm not even sure if this stuff's intentional, but I've got to commend the rules writers for putting together a rule set that has these sort of modular elements where you can make some changes to rules design, and take some things out and change some things up to make the game easier, more accessible to people, use less brain space. And, as I said, it doesn't break the game. The game still fundamentally works the same way. There's really very little change to your experience other than maybe taking out some random elements that you don't like with the priority roll, or maybe some other things. And, it just not dealing with the headache that can be caused by, what artifact did I take? What hero is it on? What does the thing do? It's not the thing that's on my war scroll. I gotta remember what it does. It doesn't matter, guys. And there's a lot of players, if you're playing in a tournament, this stuff matters. If you are playing in your buddy's basement, having a couple of drinks, having some snacks, order a pizza, have a good time for an evening, I think the game is intended to be played in large part, it's good. Just do what you want to do, guys. It is your game to mess around with. And the game is designed in such a way that you can mess around with little tidbits of things here and there. I mean, even more so than just here and there. You can change some fairly major stuff or take some things out of the game. It's still a great game to play. You still have a lot of fun. It may not be the way it is, fully designed in its entirety. It may not be the best version that is including all of the updated changes, erratas, and all of that stuff. But who cares? If you're not playing in tournaments and you're not, kind of practicing for tournaments, things like that, it doesn't matter to you. So just do what you like, do what you love, and have a good time. And that's basically it, guys. So I think, that's what I think was really missed in this discussion is how much do these things really matter to players that are not out there, I don't know, that are just playing in their buddy's basement, playing at their local shop, doing pickup games. It's not a big deal. Just go have fun. That's it. Later, guys.